So I'm putting the M50 intake on my M52 328. You know, get some extra horsepower. So I ordered a Kassel Performance ECU, and I got the ultimate like swap kit, like EWS delete, like muffler flap and like secondary air pump delete, and I got like I asked them to raise the idle to 900 RPM, so the water pump will keep spinning when I'm like sitting still. Like it'll keep spinning at like full rotation, full speed, whatever you want to call it. So the car will stay cooler. And I also got their M50 intake install kit. Comes with all the hoses, the connectors, and shit like that. I got an M50 intake in the other room, so I'm gonna throw that all on today or tomorrow, or just whenever like it gets done. It'll get done. Gotta check engine light again. Alright, so I'm gonna put my M50 intake on my M52. So I'm gonna start taking all the air box and the intake boot off, the throttle body, and then the whole intake. So it's kind of a pain to get the injectors out. So what I did is like I bolted the injector rail, whatever, fuel rail, and then I just stuck lenses on there. And then I just stuck like a little pry bar under there, sprayed some lube on the injectors and pried it up and popped right out. Alright, as you can tell, I got the intake out, and it looks pretty crazy once you get it out. Lots of wires, tubes, hoses. I kind of forget what to do, but I'm gonna break out the instructions, figure out what I need to do, figure out what I can get rid of. You know, IAC, you know, the BMW catch can kind of type thing, oil return, shit. But yeah, you know, just gotta figure out where things go, how to make things fit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, so, where's the thing? This is the, what do you call it? Kassel Performance intake manifold kit thing. So that's the thing that goes on the bottom of the manifold, where you connect this tube to it. These are probably the new hoses that go from here to there. You know what I mean? I think I can delete this because this doesn't do anything. This is like the exhaust flap, the muffler flap thing on the back of the car. Come on, factory on these things. Intake gaskets, hose clamps for this thing. And then you need this M50 intake throttle body adapter piece for the M52 throttle body and a T-line. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna delete the coolant hoses that go to the throttle body because it comes from the head right up here and then returns to the head on this hard line right here. So I'm just gonna take off this short one and take this long one and route it onto that hard line. That way, so I'm not getting like hot air forced into the car when I'm like driving, because driving the car gets obviously really hot. And you don't want hot air, you know? You want some nice cold air, keep the car nice and cold and getting all the horsepower you can get out of this thing. So I'm gonna swap that out right now while I have the intake off. All right, so I got the coolant coming from here, the coolant hose coming from here, right back into the head instead of going through the throttle body and heating up the intake. That's how she is, you know. Just gained like 3 horsepower from doing that. All right, I got the bracket back on there. You just have to cut a piece that goes from right here to right there. You got to cut that off, and then it comes with these triangle things that you bolt onto that bracket, and then you can bolt the bracket back onto this intake. And then I got the hose going from the IAC to the intake to the plenum thing, whatever you call that. I forget what you call that, but who cares? Thing sucks anyways. And then you hook that back up to the valve cover. So I'm gonna throw this back in there, see how it goes. All right, so I couldn't finish last night because I had class. So today's the next day. I got the manifold back on. What sucked was the last manifold bolt back there, and you just can't get in there. It's right here. It sucks trying to get to tighten it, but I got it somewhat tight. Hopefully it doesn't leak. Brand new gaskets on there, so it should be good. The only thing for this, you have to either like notch file down the manifold, but I just cut the fuel rail a little bit. I cut like that tab off on the other side of this, so it sits like recesses down, and then it comes with those little metal brackets that you use to attach the fuel rail. And then this is like the sandwich plate. It goes right there between that and the throttle body. So I'm gonna put that on there. And like I deleted the secondary air pump, so which is this. That goes to the solenoid. I'm just tucking that in right there for now. And I'm pretty sure you can delete this too, but I'm just gonna leave that there for now and zip tie it up, because the bracket is right here. That usually goes and bolts right up and under there. It doesn't really fit anymore, unfortunately, so I'm just gonna leave that off and zip tie it up. And then down the road, maybe I'm gonna delete it. And then see that hose, let's see, that black one right there, that goes to that, like this valve thing. You can see right there. You can delete that. It just goes to like the charcoal canister and recirculates like gas fumes back into the engine. But I'm just gonna leave it for now instead of venting it right into the engine bay. Probably isn't the best and whatnot. And then this, where is it? Right here. This goes to the idle intake air temp sensor. So you take that off the old manifold. That goes right in there. And then you put it in the boot. My boot already has like 2 ports for it, so I just put it right there, hose clamped it in there nice and good so it doesn't leak. So I'm gonna put everything back together and then put the new ECU in and start it up, hopefully. All right, I got the car all back together. Took it for a test drive. It worked. First time I turned it on, I didn't have the new ECU that was like tuned for this in. And then it was running a little rough, but obviously had to like adjust to what the bigger intake it's getting, like more air, whatever accumulated into it. But now it runs good. I got the new intake in there, new ECU. Took it for a drive. Runs pretty good. I got the intake cover, fuel rail cover on. You just had to like grind down like where the mounting tabs go, because it sits like super high. It's still a little high, but it's good enough for me. Definitely need to like bolt check the car and whatnot, because like it kind of feels a little loose, like something feels loose. I don't know if it's like the axle bolts or what. Something also kind of feels like it's like pulling in the front. I don't know if I could have like a loose caliper or something. I don't know, maybe a bent tie rod. I did like go off track once, but I don't think it's anything like that because it's brand new tie rods and everything. But tomorrow I'm gonna jack it up, check everything, make sure everything's tight, and then start mounting the kit. I just need like another hand like mounting the kit because it's like it doesn't fit that well. I gotta like shave some things down and then like have someone hold it while I drill a hole and then rivet it on, stuff like that. And then this car should be like all set until I get like the kit painted, which I should be getting it painted within the next couple weeks. My friend got his Skyline painted, so I'm gonna use that guy who painted his Skyline. Should come out pretty good, whatnot, until like I like actually like respray the whole car, but I'm not gonna do that anytime soon because I want to get like the car handling and driving good, and like kind of expensive.